and welcome to this deep dive into the world of Jungian psychology. If you're here, you're ready to explore something profound within yourself: the shadow. I'm your guide today as we embark on the journey through shadow work. This isn't just theory. It's a practical guide to help you uncover, confront, and integrate the hidden parts of your psyche. By the end, you'll have tools to start your own practice. Take a moment now, pause the video if you need to, and settle in. Find a quiet space, maybe with a notebook nearby. Breathe deeply, in and out. Good, let's begin. First, let's ground ourselves in what the shadow really is. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist who founded analytical psychology, described the shadow as the unconscious aspect of our personality that we don't identify with. The parts we've repressed, denied, or hidden away because they don't fit our ideal self-image. Think of it like this. Imagine you're standing in the sunlight. Your persona, the mask you wear in the world, is the bright, illuminated side everyone sees. But behind you stretches a long shadow, cast by the very light that defines you. That shadow isn't evil or wrong. It's just the unseen counterpart, holding everything you've pushed aside to survive in society. Why does this matter to you? Because ignoring your shadow leads to imbalance. It shows up in projections, when you harshly judge others for traits you secretly harbor yourself, or in sudden outbursts of anger, addiction, or self-sabotage. Shadow work is the process of shining a light on these hidden elements, integrating them, and becoming whole. Jung called this individuation, the path to true self-realization. It's not easy. It can be uncomfortable, even scary, but it's transformative. As Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Now you might be wondering, how did your shadow form? It starts in childhood. As kids, we learn what's acceptable from parents, teachers, and culture. Traits like aggression, vulnerability, or creativity might get labeled as bad, weak, or impractical. So we bury them in the unconscious. Over time, they accumulate, forming archetypes, universal patterns Jung identified. The shadow archetype is one of the most powerful, often embodying the dark side of heroes in myths, like Darth Vader or the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. But here's where it gets intriguing. Your shadow isn't just negative. It holds gold, untapped potential. That repressed anger. It could be assertiveness waiting to emerge. That hidden shame. It might mask deep empathy. Shadow work reveals these treasures, turning what you fear into strengths. Let's pause for a quick reflection. Your first interactive step. Close your eyes for 10 seconds. Think of someone who irritates you deeply. What trait in them triggers you? Is it selfishness, laziness, arrogance? Now whisper to yourself, could this be a mirror to my own shadow? Don't judge, just notice. Okay, open your eyes. We'll come back to this. Moving deeper, shadow work requires understanding the psyche's structure in Jungian terms. Jung divided the mind into the conscious ego, your everyday I, the personal unconscious, your unique repressed material, and the collective unconscious, shared human archetypes. The shadow lives in the personal unconscious but draws from collective energies, like the trickster or the destroyer. To practice shadow work, we use techniques Jung developed or inspired. The goal is dialogue, befriending your shadow rather than fighting it. It's not about eradication. It's integration. As you integrate, you reduce inner conflict, boost creativity, and foster better relationships. Studies in modern psychology, like those on emotional regulation, echo this. Acknowledging suppressed emotions leads to greater well-being. Let's outline the core steps of shadow work as a guide you can follow. I'll explain each, then we'll do a mini exercise for interactivity. Step 1. Identification. This is about spotting your shadow. Pay attention to triggers, emotional reactions that seem disproportionate. If road rage boils up from nowhere, ask, what am I really angry about? Journaling helps here. Every evening, write, today I felt emotion when event. Why? Look for patterns. Dreams are gold mines, too. Jung saw them as messages from the unconscious. Record your dreams. Symbols like monsters or chases often represent shadow aspects. Step 2. Confrontation. Once identified, face it without judgment. Use active imagination, a Jungian technique where you visualize and dialogue with your shadow. Sit quietly, imagine your shadow as a figure, maybe a dark version of yourself, and ask, what do you want from me? Listen to the response in your mind. It might surprise you. Step 3. Integration. This is the alchemical part, turning lead into gold. Accept the shadow trait, then channel it positively. If your shadow holds repressed ambition, perhaps shamed as greed in childhood, integrate it by setting bold goals. Rituals help. Write a letter to your shadow, forgiving and welcoming it. Step 4. Maintenance. Shadow work isn't one and done. It's lifelong. Regular check-ins, therapy, like Jungian analysis, or group work keep it alive. Now, let's make this interactive. I'll guide you through a short shadow identification exercise. If you're driving or busy, pause and come back later. Otherwise, grab that notebook. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4, out for 4. Repeat 3 times. Now recall a recent conflict with a person, situation, or even yourself. What emotion surged? Anger, envy, shame? Dive deeper. What belief underlies it? Maybe I'm not good enough, or I must always be in control. Now imagine that emotion as a character. What does it look like? Old, young, animal, human? Ask it, why are you here? What have I repressed? Write down what comes up. No editing. Give yourself 2 to 3 minutes for this. Pause and script for 10 to 15 seconds to simulate. How did that feel? Intriguing, right? Maybe a bit unsettling. That's normal. The shadow resists exposure at first, but you've just taken a step toward integration. Let's go deeper into common shadow manifestations. In men, the shadow often includes repressed femininity, the anima archetype, like sensitivity or intuition, leading to emotional numbness. In women, it's the animus, masculine traits like logic or assertiveness, sometimes showing as overcriticism. Cultural shadows exist too. Societies repress collective traits like vulnerability in tough cultures, fueling widespread issues like mental health stigma. A fascinating example from Jung's life. He confronted his own shadow during a period of visions after breaking with Freud. He dialogued with inner figures, integrating them into his work. You can do the same. Another tool, art therapy. Draw your shadow. Let the unconscious flow through colors and shapes. Or use meditation. Focus on a shadow trait, breathe into it, and visualize it merging with your light side. Here's an intriguing twist. Shadow work in relationships. We often project shadows onto partners, creating shadow dances. If you attract needy people, ask, is neediness my repressed shadow? Confronting this builds authentic connections. Now for a deeper dive. Jung's Red Book documents his shadow encounters, full of archetypes like the wise old man or the devouring mother. Reading it, or summaries, can inspire your practice. But remember, if shadows involve trauma, seek a professional. Shadow work complements therapy, not replaces it. Let's try another interactive element, a guided active imagination session. This will take about 5 minutes in real time, so pause if needed. Find a quiet spot. Close your eyes. Visualize a door in your mind. Behind it is your shadow self. Open the door slowly. What do you see? Approach gently. Say, I see you. What message do you have? Listen. If it's silent, that's okay. Shadows whisper at first. Now offer a handshake or embrace. Feel the energy shift. Thank it, then return through the door. Open your eyes. Journal. What emerged? A feeling? An image? This is your unconscious speaking. Powerful, isn't it? These exercises build intrigue, pulling you into the mystery of your psyche. As we near the end, let's talk benefits. Integrated shadows mean less reactivity, more creativity. Artists, writers, and innovators often thrive post-shadow work. Think of how Jung's ideas birthed modern therapy. You'll feel more authentic, less fragmented. But beware of pitfalls. Over-identification with the shadow can lead to acting out destructively. Balance is key. Integrate, don't indulge. To solidify your start, here's your call to action. In the comments below, share one feeling or trait you've identified as repressed today. Maybe anger, jealousy, fear of failure. Naming it publicly is a ritual of integration. It makes it real and connects you with our community. I'll read them and respond where I can. Your sharing inspires others too. Finally, remember, shadow work is a spiral, not a line. You'll revisit layers as you grow. Be patient, compassionate with yourself. As Jung wisely noted, the shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality. Thank you for joining this guide. If it resonated, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Jungian explorations. Until next time, keep shining light into the darkness. Take care.